quickly put it in the waiting room while we wait for people to join.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, your stream's on mine. There you go.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
that's good.
got it. Alright, that's working. Just gonna go to the stream so I can watch chats. Alright.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna retweet it real quickly. Wait, did you tag me in the tweet?
No, I didn't.
Alright, I'll just do it myself.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
Okay.
Gonna tag everyone in my Discord.
Alright, I can see chat's already there. Hey guys.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Just give me 1 minute to
Guys,
yeah,
please
okay.
let us know how audio is. Can you guys hear me okay?
Can everyone hear?
Okay?
Yeah, can everyone hear Steve? Also, hey radio. How are you, man?
Sounds good? Okay.
Okay, great. Well, then we'll go out of the waiting room.
Steve's audio is a little bit distorted.
Distorted? Oh god. Is the volume alright though?
Retire is fine.
Okay. Alright, I'm going out of the waiting room, and well, I guess you can do the introduction.
Yeah. That's just his voice. Alright, cheers radio. Okay, I guess... Should we just start? I don't see why not.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna pop out your, because Retire's sharing it via Discord for me. 1 second. I'll just pop that out so I can see it. And I've got chat as well.
Yeah, I also have chat. If anyone has if anyone has like a question, you can just forward it to me if I miss it while explaining stuff.
Okay, and then I'll just pop out my chat. Oh, okay, I can see. Yeah, everyone's here now. Okay, right. Okay, let me just pop that there. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. You guys can hear me okay? All good? Hi chat, hi everyone. Welcome to this, I guess it's like a mini crossover between the Shiny Hunter community and the Glitch community.
Yeah, definitely.
Basically, that's that's how we're viewing it. So, for the purposes of YouTube, my name is Steve, aka Sonikks. I am a Shiny Hunter. I mostly do 8192 Shiny Hunts, so generation, everyone's still doing Shiny Roll in my chat. Generation 2 through 5, or including 1, etc. But basically, what we're going to be learning today is how to access Shaymin. So I've invited Retire here because obviously with the remakes coming out soon, there's a very real chance that we might have a new method to access these in the new games. They might do it, but if they don't, getting Shaymin will be a popular request, and transferring up to BDSP and Legends Arceus and so on and so forth. So I decided to invite Retire, who is going to introduce himself in a second, who's going to be doing a new route, basically. So yeah, over to you, Retire.
Well, thank you very much. I'm Retire Glitch, also known as just Retire, and I'm a glitch hunter, specifically for the Pokemon games, mostly known for Generation 4. I have a lot of contributions towards the Void Glitch specifically, and tweaking, and also wrong warps, which we'll be seeing in a second as well. And 2 new glitches that have never really been used before are ledge cancelling and script calling. Now, there is a variant of script calling that people might be familiar with, which is the one used for Arceus, which uses this retire menu to access a battle with Arceus. Now, the method that we'll be using is quite similar, but we'll be seeing how we'll trigger that in a second. And I think before I'm going to show the entire route, I might just explain some of the simpler things that people might be familiar with, like tweaking.
Yeah, sounds good. I think there's going to be a lot of questions about like how to access these. So just as a disclaimer, this is on emulator, right? I believe.
Yeah, it is. That makes it a lot easier to do this stuff.
It was recently verified as capable on real hardware as well. So this isn't just a stream for.
Yeah,
It's basically going to be
it
very
was
useful
tested.
for shiny hunters.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And it also has one new feature over the old routes, and that's that you can get infinite Shaymin, which was not possible before, which is actually the entire idea behind this route now.
Awesome.
Okay, so the first thing we'll be talking about is tweaking, which, if you don't know what it is, basically you do this movement. I just messed it up. But you do this movement, and this will cause Route 203 to be loaded at the left side of Jubilife. Now, the way it happens is actually quite interesting, because when you go over a load line, I'll just swap out the screens for a second so people can see it a little bit better. So when I go over these load lines, you see that these sections are moving around, and these are actually chunks that we're moving in, and I'm the blue dot. And currently I'm in the left section, you see? Like the blue dot in the left section. Now if I go over here, all of a sudden I'm on the right section. Now that means that the screens are actually swapping around. What is left here is right here, and vice versa. Now if you could somehow load the right section of this while here, then since it's at the right, it would also be loaded at the left here. And that's exactly what's happening. You're actually delaying the loading until you're here, and then all of a sudden, this section is at the left side. And that's actually what tweaking is all about.
You're breaking the game, basically.
Yep.
That's what you're doing.
And
Nintendo certified, by the way.
actually it is, yeah. They had like an official fix that was running up to 2018. And
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
yeah, you could send your cartridge and they would fix it for you.
So, Nintendo are very aware of all the janky things that we can do with Generation 4, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's one of the only glitches that I know of that Game Freak ever officially acknowledged.
Yeah, that's true.
And now the thing with tweaking is it disappears, like the effects disappear if you open a menu, which allows us to enter doors from behind and enter the void. Now, I have a script that will do everything automatically. Hopefully it will do everything correctly as well. And I'm just gonna run it, and I'm not pressing any buttons right now, and it already messed up. It has like a 50% chance to mess up in the 4 seconds, and then it's always fine, so... Okay, now it's fine. It just messed up the bike. So it's going to do all the movements for me, so that way I can talk with people and read chat a little bit easier. So first of all...
If there is any...
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
one
No,
second.
you
If
can...
there is any questions, by the way, guys, we will try to find like places that we can pop them in.
Yeah, definitely.
So don't worry about it. If there are any questions, then just keep asking, and we'll eventually get to them. Okay.
Okay, so currently I'm in the chunk viewer mode, but I can also change this to this section, which is basically my position in the void. So the white number is where I currently am. And if it's 0, it's mystery zone, and the other numbers are actual maps. So that's where I can tell where I am in the void. Now, the first thing this script is going to try and do is use the Explorer kit. Now that's very important because the Explorer kit allows us to change something. Now, I'm going to halt the script real quickly. As you can see on screen, there is this stored warp that you can see. And the stored warp is actually something we can later wrong warp towards. And if you use the Explorer kit, we can change this value. So we can basically control where we will warp to. So the script is going to... Yeah.
The good old DS wireless.
Now, the wireless is actually not a good thing right now because it's gonna cause the following: a crash.
Oh.
But it doesn't really matter.
Bad wireless.
It doesn't really matter, luckily. It doesn't affect anything. But it allows us to save and use the Explorer kit at the same time, which saves a little bit of time and work. So now the script is just going to go back to the overworld. And because we're now in Jubilife's void, we can actually move around the void a lot faster than we could before. That's why we save reset.
That's clever.
So what it's now going to do is going to this 7 value above me. Now that value is actually the map of like the upstairs section of the Pokemon Center with the Union Lady. And the Union Lady is broken. it's basically what allows so many glitches to occur. Basically, if you talk to that lady from any other side than the intended side, the game doesn't overwrite the warp that you should be going to. So it's not going to tell you that you should be warping to the Union Room. Now, if you then reset the game, you'll be warping to the stored warp, which we just set with the Explorer kit. So, yeah, we have complete control over the wrong warp with that.
Nice.
And until that happens, I guess we can just check if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, I've got one actually. So Amit Riley just asked, how long have you been searching for glitches for?
I started in 2017, around April 2017, and I learned how to void route in early 2018. So for half a year I was just messing around, not knowing a lot about the game. And then I got taught some stuff by older community members that mostly have quit now.
Yeah, I see. So I have a question actually. So a lot of these glitches, I'm a huge admirer of a lot of like speedruns, specifically in the Generation 4. For example, like Worster, for example, he does a lot of accessing. I think he calls it. I don't know if he accesses the void specifically, but I mean I know it's different. But in Hot Gods of Silver, for example, he will deload the Snorlax in Vermilion City. So it's basically a similar concept, isn't it? It's voiding and is it getting onto a different plane, I believe?
Well, it's not voiding itself, but it is the glitch that we do before it, so it's tweaking. Now, there are tweaking effects that don't actually move the chunks around, but what they do is they overload the system in such a way that the game can't load NPCs. Which,
I see.
Yeah, and other effects are like letting NPCs load, but with the wrong height value, so you can run under them, for example.
Yeah.
So
these are very useful to bypass, I guess, roadblocks in the story. So, for example, it's very useful for speedrunners, isn't it, to get past things and to save time. So. Yeah,
totally. Now, what you see right now is that I'm waiting for the Pokemon logo, and that's actually really important. The script is going to stop in a second because this is like a save section. Now, you see that there's like a lot of stuff around me, like a lot of 999 values. Now, everything that is above 558, or 999 in this case, is Jubilife City. There's like an error handler in the game that makes them into Jubilife City, and that's insanely useful because we just wrong warped by talking to that lady. And all these values around us are actually written by waiting for that Pokemon logo. So if I reset the game and I don't wait, it's all 0. So that's why we wait for this logo. I'm just gonna wait for it again. And if I now press it, there's like a lot of values around us. And now we can save in these Jubilies. But because we wrong warped, we're actually in a fake Sinnoh. Do you know what a fake Sinnoh is?
No.
Fake Sinnoh is essentially Gen 4's equivalent of
I know it is,
a parallel universe. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let the script go to a specific section in this parallel universe, and it will save reset above a ledge, and that's going to insanely break the game. So I'm going to quickly change which route it should be following. Done. And now I'm just going to let the script do the rest. Okay, so we have a little bit of time to read some questions now.
There is one question, but I think it might be a little bit
we can always
heavy.
go back. Oh, yeah, sure.
So Diobus has asked, they remember reading about tweaking that could potentially break your entire game. Did this ever happen to you? Did you ever get your game into a permanent unplayable state?
No. Tweaking itself is basically harmless. In Platinum, there's like an insane thing you can do, but it's basically impossible to ever occur unless you use like specific setup. So tweaking in general can never harm anything, and if it would harm anything, which it can't, you would just go back to a backup save file. So it would just go back to the last save. Now, avoiding is a little bit different. Specifically the older routes, they could sometimes go through maps that load like models. Do you remember like the gyms, like the Byron's gym with the rock Pokemon in Candlelight City?
Yeah.
It has like platforms that you can go up with elevators. Now, these platforms can actually be very dangerous. If you load those platforms in the void, the game will basically crash every time you open and close a menu. And there are like a couple of other maps that do the same thing. Luckily, since voiding isn't in like we're not still in 2010, we actually know what's going on, so we can prevent ourselves from walking into these maps, so we never have any issues.
I see.
Okay, so
just to clarify, sorry, this is an emulator. This is a ROM, but it does work on console as well. It works on cartridge. Just FYI.
It was completely verified. Now, currently we're still in fake Sinnoh. I quit the script again. Now, the cool thing about fake Sinnoh is like height is still loaded, but there's no collision anywhere. Now, if we save and reset here, we will end up in the real Sinnoh, but the way it does that is a little bit glitchy, because it still will first try to load the chunks of the parallel universe. Now, that's actually really useful for us, and I'll explain right after we use this Explorer kit here. Basically...
Distortion World. Chat said it's Distortion World.
Oh god, this is going to be the new name for voiding, the Distortion World.
This is, it's just beta Distortion World.
Okay. Wait, I'm just gonna explain what's going on now. Because this is probably the most difficult thing to ever explain in Generation 4. It's just insane what's going on here behind the scenes. So currently, we are in the overworld, but we're still loading things from the parallel universe, alright? So far good. Now, we can move 2 steps before the game realizes you're actually not in a parallel universe. Now, if I then open and close a menu, the game will load the real map. But now you can see, like in the top section, it says bike ramp, right? Which is the tile I'm currently standing on. And this tile is like the most broken thing in the game. You get moved if you close this menu, you see? Now, if I open my menu, there's something weird going on, because if I don't do this, you see that the loading at the top says false true, false true, false true, right? That's basically every time I take a step, the game is gonna be like, I gotta calculate where I am. If I time this correctly, there's like a 3 out of 4 chance that you get it correctly. The game doesn't do this anymore. And only if you go left. If you go right, it doesn't do that anymore, right? So now the game is like not loading any new chunks, which means that the overworld is now the void. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Was that the ledge cancelling?
That's ledge cancelling indeed. Now there's a lot more that's going I could explain about this, but one of the more crazy things about this is if you move left, you can see at the top right there's like a target X value. Now this target X is what it thinks you're currently at, because it's not loading anything. But if you go left, it will load stuff. So it's actually decreasing that target and not going back up if you go right. Now, if you do this for long enough, you can actually change where the void is loaded. And this only works if you are on slow bike because of animations. There are subpixels that are used in your fast bike animation that don't allow this to work. If I do this with the fast bike, it just starts loading stuff again. So it's insanely crazy how much stuff is going on behind the scenes here. But the most important thing for us is if you time it correctly. Since nothing is loaded, we can basically move right infinitely without loading anything. And now we can do some crazy stuff. Okay, I'm just going to go here and while I load up the new script, for the new position, we can take some questions.
Okay, CPU Blue has just got here. Did Retire already explain why the Explorer kit is integral to the Void? Like, what is happening under the hood? So why is the
yeah.
Explorer kit integral here, basically?
So actually I made a save state here so we can actually show it in real time here. So let's say I use Explorer kit here, right? Just in the overworld, no problem. Now we change the stored warp. Now, if we go up here, and let me just make another save state. If I talk to her here, to this lady, the stored warp is gonna change at some point. When we do this. You see that? It's now 8 and 2. However, if I don't do that, if I talk to her like this, it's never going to change, which means that it's still saying whatever the Explorer kit was saving. And if you reset the game, it's still going to go to the Explorer kit, which makes me puts me outside here. Now in the Void, if you have negative coordinates, you can use this to get to like parallel universe. So that's what we're doing basically.
Okay. I see.
I hope that made sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's
I'm sure
really,
there's going to be a lot of confused people.
it's not easy to explain like super in-depth stuff in an easy to explain way.
We've got time for one more question before we move on.
For sure. Yeah.
So Pocket Compass says, how do people find out about these things? To me, it just seems like a shot in the dark.
Well, it's pretty much that it is, really. What we do is we just try everything, really. Everything you can think of, we'll try in some way. And the easiest way to find new glitches that, like, I've got experience with at least, is exploring glitches like that already have a lot of effects that you know of, and just trying to add some new stuff to it, and hoping that it yields something. Like in this case, like understanding how loading of chunks works in the Void, I just wrote a script that allowed me to view the chunks, and after doing that I realized how broken chunks being loaded was in reality, and that allowed me to find a lot of new things. One of them being how we actually got into this room from the Void. Now, if I go to this chunk viewer here, you can see that I'm actually not supposed to be able to get into this room, right? It's like collision.
Yeah.
Now, I wrote this engine just to show me the chunks, and I realized that there's something weird going on here. Every time I go over this line, I'm quickly changing like where I am. I'm going to the second like screen at the top there. Now, if you open and close a menu here, all of a sudden the chunks are reversed. Like, I'm not at the bottom anymore, I'm at the top. But if I take a step, I'm back at the bottom. Except it actually didn't use the bottom as my collision, so I was able to walk through it. And once you realize this, once you open the menu, you can just actually get in. And that's basically, you just write things and notice something odd, and you just look into it until it yields something.
So you need a curious mind.
Yeah, definitely. Like anyone with a curious mind could probably be a glitch hunter. Before I glitch hunt, I couldn't even program, so I learned so much.
Okay. That's all the questions for now, I guess, so...
Well, there's one thing that I can ask chat to do. In a second, this route will get to the first Shaymin, because we can get infinite, but the first Shaymin, chat can decide the name that we're gonna give the Shaymin.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Alright, chat, get your nickname suggestions for Shaymin.
And
Shaymin number
that,
1.
Yeah. And after we do that, they can decide the name of the second one as well later on. So also, if you haven't noticed, like the script automatically says everything that it's doing right now at the top of the screen. So it's saying it's going to use Rebel, and then it's going to do these steps. And now it's going to go to Shaymin. Now, because this is all Void, and Shaymin is actually to the right of the ledge, we can just basically walk straight to Shaymin with this. We just gotta save here, because we're already in Seabreak, what is it? Seabreak Path? Yeah.
Seabreak Path, where's that? I forget in the main
It's
games.
under the Flower Paradise where Shaymin is. And actually, you could just open and close a menu. The reason we don't do that is that, like, the ledge cancelling is insanely complicated, but depending on your like subpixels when you open the menu, you could get stuck by trying to move. So we just save and reset, and that fixes everything for us.
I see.
And you can also save in front of the Shaymin if you want to, and shiny hunt it any way you want. This is basically a normal Shaymin. Now, later on we'll see one Shaymin that is uncatchable. And I'll explain why we can't catch that one as well. Now, has chat decided on a name for the Shaymin?
There was one that caught my eye.
Yeah?
Help in all capitals.
Help in all capitals. Alright, that is a perfect name, to be honest. Sounds great. Right.
There is one question, just going back to ledge cancelling very quickly.
Yeah.
Henel asks, how strict is the timing on ledge cancel?
So it's dependent on your subpixels, and there are 65,000 subpixels. Okay, but the game only uses like 4 of them, and 3 out of 4 will work for the glitch. So it's not that hard. If you mess it up, you just reset the game and try again. It only takes like 1 second to reset. But you have a 3 out of 4 chance to get it, and the timing is not super tight.
Practice makes perfect, I guess.
Yeah. Alright.
Help.
We have help.
That is a very good suggestion.
There we go. You can't see it. There we go. We have help.
There we go. Help the Shaymin.
With the illegal username, retire, with a bag next to it.
Oh yeah, someone actually did say that in chat, that you have a bag. You have the bag symbol in your name.
It isn't possible to do that legitimately, but I thought it was funny. Okay. So now that we have Shaymin, we want another Shaymin, obviously, right? But
Pocket Compass. Shaymin is always holding a Lumberry, I believe.
Yes, it's guaranteed to hold one. Now, we can't just straight up get another Shaymin. That's not how it works. Like, just like any other legendary, once you capture it, it's gone, right? So we need to reappear the Shaymin. We gotta make it come back. Now, if you've ever like done the void glitch for Arceus, you might know it is possible to get infinite Arceus. The reason that's possible is because we can start a battle against Arceus, and then we can run from Arceus. And that will actually make the sprite reappear. But the only reason we can do that is because Arceus allows us to move up before we battle Arceus. I'm just gonna showcase that actually. Let's just move to another script here. I can quickly do some magic stuff, as I call it, and the game now thinks I'm in the Hall of Origin. Now if I press this button, the game will start battle against Arceus, right? But it moves me up, and it thinks I'm in Sandgem Town now. And this makes it so the game will not use the sprites of Hall of Origin, but the sprites of Sandgem Town. So we can capture Arceus, it will try to remove the sprite of Arceus, but it won't crash because it's using sprites of a different map. So that's how you can get infinite of Arceus. But we can't do the same with Shaymin, because the script for Shaymin doesn't move us up when we talk to him. So we need to make the sprites actually reappear, which is a lot more difficult, but it's still possible. And okay, let me go to a new script. Got it.
Arceus was in Sandgem Town all along. That is very true.
Well, you actually, now that we're talking about Arceus, you can actually catch Arceus basically in any location in the game and like make it completely illegal if you want to. I made a route that uses like item data to do that. So you could like boast about having a New Moon Islands Arceus.
Nice. Roaming Arceus.
Yeah.
Roma Quest 2.
Don't tell Steve. Doesn't the item data route only work on emulator? No, it works on hardware as well. I wouldn't have released it otherwise. Also, hi Mortmist. Mortmist is a fellow Gen 4 glitcher.
Ah, welcome. Yes, I believe everything showcased here is possible on real hardware.
Yeah, I wouldn't release anything that doesn't work on hardware. So what we're doing now is, like, way before we got Shaymin, we used our Explorer kit, like, next to the ledge in the parallel universe. And now we're actually just gonna warp back to it. Also, I just realized something. I didn't box the Shaymin, which is gonna be a little bit of an issue, but we'll manage. We'll manage. No problem.
Yeah, we did say it would never go perfectly, so
yeah, true. Good. I just need to lose a. I just need to intentionally lose a battle, so we gotta somehow. That's what happen if you cheat. I cheated this menu and that wasn't supposed to happen, and it messed up my script. Okay, I'm just gonna reset that real quickly. What can I do to fix this real quick? That's Shaymin.
Joy-Con drift in Gen 4, yes.
Okay, I actually have a save state right here to fix all the issues that we have.
Why is having Shaymin in the party bad? Why do you need to box it?
The reason we need to box it is because we need to lose a battle intentionally. And it's just way harder to lose the battle if we have Shaymin with us, because Shaymin is grass type and, like, it's not a high level battle. Now, with this save state, we lost help though. That's not fun. Let me see if we can get help back real quick. Is help still here? Yeah. We're not gonna lose help, are we?
No, this is help 2.
This is help 2?
This will be help 2.
Help. 2. There we go. Sedge.
Rest in peace, help 1.
You were the one, but you weren't meant to be.
Exactly.
Alright.
This game needs help.
Okay, so this time let's not accidentally change our menu, and let's actually box the Shaymin. So goodbye Shaymin, I know we just caught you, but you're already leaving us. And let's add this back into the script. There we go. Let's make a save state this time and not be a dummy. Okay, are there any questions that I missed? Because we have some time now.
Don't think so.
I bet Retired dropped out.
Actually we do, that's good timing.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Blur says, is there anywhere online that one can learn about this kind of thing, like Gen 4 glitching or experimenting with the void and tweaking with no prior knowledge of anything like that? So basically I think they're asking how do you
get into this? Yeah,
begin basically.
Okay, so there are like 2 major communities for like English people. There's also one for French people, which is the Void Matrix, which is my own Discord, which I run with Map and Mortmist. And if you join that Discord, we're basically completely focusing on Gen 4 glitches. And there's also Glitch City, the new name, what's the new name? Glitch City Research Institute, which is like a successor of Glitch City Laboratories, if you ever knew that one.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
But that's sadly shut down, so now there's a new one. And it just does the same as Glitch City Laboratories did. It's like a general glitching Discord. And they also have a Wikipedia. And I have like a document that you can read which explains a ton of stuff about the Void. So I can share that with people that would like to join it.
Okay. Would it be okay if we link it in the description of the video? Would that be okay?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, any resources or anything, guys, you interested in learning about this in more detail or like getting involved yourself? Yeah, already. If you can link it in the chat, but I'll put it in the YouTube description as well. So.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Is it safe to try this without the ability to backup save? Yeah, it is. It is definitely safe to do this, but if you have the option to, I would say just do it, just in case you mess up something. Although with the newer routes, it's quite rare to mess something up. It's always possible that you miss a step or something. Mark missed. Yeah.
So this is a question for you specifically. Deobus asks, do you still play these games in normal ways, or do you prefer to just glitch them and break them?
I rarely play these. Like, if I have to think about it, I don't think I've finished this game, like past the second gym, in over 4 years. So
wow.
Yeah, I've never actually played this game since I was a child. I think I just glitch it all the time. Like, whenever I try to like play the game normally, I just end up wrong warping and ending the game instantly. So
the temptation's too much, basically.
Yeah, if you have the power, why don't you use it?
Exactly.
Right?
That's a very good. That's a very good answer. Orcs has asked the question: if you're completely lost in the void, is using an escape rope an option, or is there another way to get out? Basically, so if you mess up a step, is there a get out of jail free card? Basically.
No. So first of all, there's like a couple of things you should do in general. Like, say you mess up a step and you're like unsure where you are, just reset and try again from the last save point. That's like the most easy way to continue it out. Let's say you saved somewhere wrong and you're still able to move, because if you save something somewhere wrong, you might get stuck. But let's say you can still move. I recommend just contacting me in my Discord, to be honest, because that's probably going to be the easiest way to get out. There are so many factors that you just can't know without like tools. So the easiest way is just to contact me, and like 9 times out of 10 I'll just read the message and fix it as soon as I can.
Another question. You okay for another question?
Yeah, definitely. We got some time.
Does landing action as us? Does the void have a limit, or does it technically go on forever? So what you're doing right now, by basically, how far can you push this game?
Okay, so there are a couple of things you should understand to answer this question. So is it infinite? Technically, yes, but also no. The void is like the game's memory, like RAM, like everything that happens in the game is basically the void. But at a certain point, you will reach the end of memory. And if you then go further down, you will end up at the start of memory again. So you can just infinitely loop this process. You can go through the entire game and then restart the void. But like, if you had to think about how many steps you would have to take to reach that point, it's such an insane number. I think you have to leave your DS on for like days, maybe weeks, months to reach that state, to even loop it once. I could probably calculate it. I think I even calculated it once, but I completely forgot. It's been a while. Okay. I thought I saw something, but I missed it. I think Mark missed answered the question.
Yeah. There's another question here. That's a very good question, actually, Blue. I know void glitches are only work in Diamond and Pearl and not in Platinum specifically. Is that because Game Freak knew about them and fixed them, or is it just because Diamond and Pearl's engine is less because Platinum had like an update? It's like an updated game, so to speak.
So yeah, it doesn't work in Platinum, and the reason it doesn't work is actually because they patched it. And I can even show you what happened, because they didn't actually update. Like, they slightly altered some stuff, but they didn't really change anything particular to the void, except for like one line of code that just messes everything up. And I'll be showing that like at the end of the stream, maybe. I'll go over to Platinum. Yeah, I'll just go over to Platinum.
I'm sure that's going to be a very popular question
Yeah.
because obviously Sinnoh is the Platinum is the main Sinnoh game for a lot of people, isn't it? So
Yeah, it is like objectively it's the better game as well.
yeah.
It's just for glitches, it's the worst one. Okay, so the script has stopped now. As you can see, it says auto movement has finished. Now, currently, we are in Paul Park's hub area, you know, like the indoor area before you enter the catching show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the memory section that we're in is known as map data, which is basically NPCs, warps, the coordinates of those warps, and all that stuff. That also means that since there's a warp to like the indoor ballpark, this is also in this section of memory, and we can read it as a map. So basically being in the hub allows us to go to the real area. And the way we do that is we go to 251, which is located above us, like 2 tiles to the right of the white one, and then like 4 up, there's 251. And once we're in that, we'll actually be in ballpark, which is going to allow us to break the entire game.
It's not already broke?
I mean, you can always break it a little.
more.
Yeah, you can always break it a little bit more. The script is going to do a lot of stuff now, but okay, let's see. It should just continue from this point now. There we go. Let's see. Did Mort misanswer some other questions again?
Shining Danny has asked the question actually. Let me just scroll up, sorry. Are there any glitches that can intentionally mess up the colors of the Pokemon or mirror the sprite or anything crazy like that?
Yes, actually there is. There's a glitch known as battle corruption, which is a glitch that Map is working on, and maybe some of you have seen the research. Like, it's the glitch that allowed Rotom to become what was it again?
Was it Manaphy by any chance?
Yes, I think it was Manaphy.
I remember him doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that works by using Pomage glitch. Also, I'm just gonna explain real quickly what's going on, but and then I'll go further in the route. So basically, if you have 6 dead Pokemon in Generation 4, the game will try to send out a 7th Pokemon. But the size of this Pokemon will be too large and override a section of the enemy's Pokemon. Now, because data is encrypted in Generation 4, this causes so many issues with the encryption and decryption process that the entire Pokemon becomes completely broken. Now, Map was completely big brain and wrote a script that figures out the decryption and encryption process, and then finds out what Pokemon we can make by having certain RNG values for the Rotom. And that allows us to get basically anything, and that includes glitch Pokemon. And some glitch Pokemon read their data from actual Pokemon, except they have like messed up sprites, colors, and like maybe they have a back sprite instead of a front sprite. So it can look insanely funky.
Is it possible to discover any unreleased Pokemon that we've never seen, like the Beta Arceus, or is it just a whole new species?
Well, in this game, no, but obviously there were the prototypes that were released, if you remember those. And those had a lot of unused Pokemon that were never shown before.
I think the beta version of Probopass is actually a global emote on Twitch.
Oh, a global one?
Nostril, I believe it's called.
Oh my god. It looks really brilliant though, let's be honest.
It does, yeah.
A lot of people also love the
Arceus
one.
Getting leaked. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and there's definitely more to come. I just... They basically, if you had to ask me, I'm pretty sure they have almost every file that you can think of. Just that they're just not releasing everything at once.
Yeah. I don't know if it's global, Gonjana, maybe it's chat specific, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere. Let's see if we've got any questions.
Okay, I see one. When looking for glitches... Oh god, chat is moving so fast. When looking for glitches, what are you looking to discover with event Pokemon already available? What are some things the glitch community is still discovering? So obviously, one of the major things that we do is trying to find more efficient way or faster ways and easier ways to do already existing things. But what we eventually want to achieve is complete control over this game, basically allowing us to program anything we want, get any Pokemon. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I think...
Hey, there you go.
I have no idea what just happened.
We're back?
I'm not using...
Okay, yeah, we're back.
I'm not using my good audio right now, so I think the audio might be a little bit worse than before.
I can't hear him now.
Can chat hear me? I think chat might be able to hear me.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay,
So I can't hear him.
Yeah, wait. Oh my god, he can't hear me because I'm still using my other mic right now. I'll be explaining what...
I literally can't hear retire.
Okay, hey?
There we go.
Okay, so
Hi.
the quality is gonna drop for the mic.
It's fine. I'll watch it. I'll watch it via screen. I'll watch it via my stream. Don't worry.
Alright.
You're good.
But it's also worse on the stream, I think. So my audio encoder just completely crashed for some reason.
I see. Okay.
So that kind of sucks. But at least I'm back right now.
Yeah.
Sounds the same.
We can
on
make
stream?
it. We can make it. We can
Okay.
fix in editing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. Okay, I'm back. Retire
Do you want
calls
to?
with poopy head? That's completely true. You're right, Silver.
Do you want to stop sharing it via Discord to maybe hopefully not run into any more issues? I'll just watch it via my screen.
Well,
Stream.
it's not an issue with Discord. I know what the issue is, so it shouldn't even matter.
Okay. Okay. Apologies, guys.
Yeah.
Excuse me, by the way. It wasn't UK internet. It's Belgium.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with my internet. I'm just merely a passenger in this.
I'm actually taking over the entire stream.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna have to... It's not playing any music from the Desmium anymore. That's sad. I'm just gonna have to
Make
some
maybe save it and restart. Maybe we can.
Well, the issue is
Will that work?
OBS is gonna have issues with detecting my logging script on.
Ah, okay.
So I'm just gonna play some background, like opening
Yeah.
OSTs of Pokemon.
Sounds good.
I should have a Pokemon playlist that's just video game music.
I can do the background music and sounds. Is it just me or is Sonikks kind of loud? Apparently I'm quite loud.
You're quite loud? Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
something changed when I did some stuff. Oh, that was also very loud. I think the issue is just that my mic might be a little bit more quiet now.
You sound fine to me.
Oh, okay. Alright, I think
maybe,
this...
Maybe turn me down a little bit.
I think I have to turn you up again now. Okay. I think everything's good now. Chat, just give
Sound
a...
okay, guys?
Is that good?
Hello?
Is everything
Is
fine again?
everyone okay? You guys hear me?
Alright, let's go. Jeez, where are we? We are in the middle of the void, and we're actually coming up to the section that allows everything to come together and let us get infinite Shaymin. I would ask you to give a name to the next Shaymin, but you're gonna be disappointed because we're not gonna capture it. We're gonna die. We're intentionally gonna die to it.
Okay, apparently I'm a little bit low now, so maybe just...
You're
turn
still
me a
low?
little bit more.
Alright.
Yeah.
I put you like up to maximum, but I can just change the OBS sound a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what the script is doing right now is it's standing inside of water while on a bike. And by doing that, we can actually capture Generation 3 Pokemon because we have the ballpark menu with us. And doing so allows us to do essentially the same we do for Arceus. When I press the button on Arceus to like start the battle, instead of pressing the button, we just capture 6 Pokemon. And the difference between the two is pressing the button on the retire menu calls the fourth script in runtime, and capturing 6 Pokemon captures runs the third script in runtime, so it's 1 script difference. And the script in runtime is basically like a map script that is like based on the map you're currently standing in. And in the map of Shaymin, that allows us to capture Shaymin itself.
You left for a minute. What happened? A lot.
A lot happened in that 1 minute.
Alright, do I sound okay now, guys? Yeah?
Will the Shaymin be able to be transferred? Unfortunately, it's basically the same as any other Shaymin that you get from the Void Glitch. So you're not going to be able to transfer it right now. But it has a good sprite in Generation 4 and 5, so it's still good there. You said they stopped patching in 2018 since a lot of people buy pre-owned games. How would you know if you have a patched game or not? Or how was the patching just on the save file itself? From my knowledge, the patching was just a save file, like getting you out. Basically the same that you could do by setting wrong warp to true and just setting the position to twin leaf down. That's basically what they did. They made it so you wrong warp when you start the game, similarly to how we do it, except cheated. So we at least don't use cheats for it, you know? Even Nintendo cheats their own games. Alright, we're coming up to what we've all been waiting for. And that is encountering Shaymin, although we've already captured a Shaymin. And we'll see what's going on in a second here. I can stop the script here, and let's just run it again just to clear the chat. So if I press this ball button, we'll be capturing the last Tentacruel. So we'll have 6 out of 6 Tentacruel. Also, why is it such bad music? Okay, let's change that. Vanivale Town, let's go with it. Vanivale Town. So we just got 6, and all of a sudden this text box just pops up and says Kyun, which is Shaymin's cry. And that's basically what we've all been leading up to with this entire setup. Now we're encountering Shaymin on top of water as well. The thing is, we can't capture this, and I'll show you why we can't capture it. It's quite simple. Actually, I'm afraid the game is gonna crash and my emulator is gonna crash. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna tell you. The game will crash.
That's fair.
Like I've had crashes in the past that like completely crash my emulator. Also, using a save state just fixed the audio, so that's great.
Oh,
That's
sounds
fine.
good.
Nice. So running also crashes, so we can't do that either. So the only option we really have is losing the battle. Now the difference is losing a battle brings you directly to like the Pokemon Center, but running away or capturing Shaymin tries to load you into the overworld and then remove the sprite of Shaymin temporarily. But Shaymin doesn't have a sprite because we already captured one, so we just crash. So instead of that, we just are gonna spam defog until this Shaymin kills us. And then I also have a Weezing, which has Explosion and Memento, so it's gonna be easy to kill that
perfect.
one. Yeah, I thought about it beforehand. It was like, how can I kill myself the fastest? There we go. So now we can just Memento. We're not gonna kill the Shaymin with Explosion. Let's be kind here. Goodbye, Shaymin. You're uncatchable, but we still love you.
It says speed up on a Sonic stream. It is, Jared.
Oh god, is it not allowed?
Does killing Shaymin make the game crash too?
No, that's why we do it. Because we never actually have to remove the sprite of Shaymin, because we're not loading in the area of Shaymin. So since we lost, the game sets a flag that says, next time, maybe you'll have better luck, you won't die. So the sprite is back, and now we can go back in the void and actually capture Shaymin. So I guess that's what we're gonna do now.
Yeah. And am I right in saying this is the final step?
This is indeed the final step.
Yeah. So when you say that's an uncatchable Shaymin,
Yeah.
might be a really dumb question. Can that Shaymin be shiny?
It can be.
So that would be the ultimate
Yeah,
uncatchable
that
shiny.
would be super painful if that happened to anyone. And actually,
All right, guys. I'm actually going to be hosting Uncatchable Shaymin Week starting next week. So
you can actually also shiny hunt that one if you want to. It's just a lot harder. It takes like 2,000 steps of waiting in between. And I also forgot about one thing. Before we can capture our Shaymin, we're still stuck with this menu. That's quite annoying, because with this menu we can't leave the area of Shaymin. We can get to it with like our wrong warps and our walk through walls glitches, but we'll be stuck afterwards. So first we gotta get rid of it. And the easiest way to get rid of it is doing the intended ballpark catching show. So the script is just going to go to ballpark and it's going to enter the catching show and then leave immediately. Wait, what?
yes, that was a joke, Xander.
No, obviously. We're gonna capture one. Why wouldn't you? The worst part is your game would just crash. You wouldn't even just not capture it. You would capture it and then you would crash.
The Diamond and Pearl surfing speed.
Yeah.
Never change Diamond and Pearl.
I could have cheated and like changed the speed value. But I want to be faithful to the original, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to cheat or anything, or use exploits. Nah.
I don't really know why, but this particular route is one of my favorites in all of Pokemon. I can't explain why. I just think... I don't know. I just like it.
Oh, good question.
There's nothing here, really, honestly.
I saw a good question in chat from Danko RL. What if we didn't catch Help 2? Would the game crash, or could we catch the second Shaymin? Just like you probably thought, we can perfectly catch that Shaymin if we didn't first capture Shaymin the first time. The thing is then, if we did capture it, we wouldn't have reset the sprites, so you wouldn't be able to do it again unless you did the entire setup again, so this is just easier.
Diabus asks a good question there. Will voiding eventually be capable of things like, similar things, sorry, as the ace methods using items and Pokeballs like in the Generation 1 games?
My guess is probably yes. Now, on emulator, we actually already have ace. It just doesn't work on hardware, unfortunately. Now, I don't think I have a save state of it that I could load up and show you, but I do have a little video. Maybe I could show that instead.
Yeah.
Maybe at the
end.
You
can show that like an exhibition of of stuff like that.
All right. So now we've completely gotten to the last section. Since the menu is now gone, we enter the catching show. Now we can capture our second Shaymin. So let's let it do that. Wait. Oh, it assumes it did a wrong warp. Second. Just gonna reset the script real quick. Just gotta add one line of code that says do the fast warp setup. And now it should do that for me. Okay. So Shaymin cannot be transferred, but I heard Darkrai can be in Diamond version only. Is that true? Yeah, it's quite odd, but the developers of whatever system they use to transfer Pokemon made it so Darkrai and Arceus can only travel to their newer games if they're caught in Diamond and leveled up to specific levels. And we think that it's trying to match some event, probably. But you also have to remove like Pursuit, because it's an illegal move at the level that Darkrai's got. So it's quite odd, but you can transfer them if you have like certain conditions met.
I know there's been multiple cases of the when chat's saying transfer, is this does this mean transferring from Generation 5 upwards to the 3D games?
Yeah.
I don't think that system is very good, from what I understand. I don't transfer my shiny. I don't transfer any Pokemon. I think I've probably transferred like 5 Pokemon ever. because I prefer the sprites in the older games. But typically, from what I've heard, there are multiple cases where like legal Pokemon and legal event Pokemon have just been blocked from transfer. So I think that system is quite junky, and I don't think it works correctly 100% of the time.
Yeah, I think the same. Like, it's very weird that like Darkrai Arceus can transfer at specific levels and like removing certain moves, but it only transfers from Diamond. Why not Pearl, for example?
Oh really?
Yeah, it's quite odd. That's definitely one of
only
those things
Diamond. That's strange. Very bizarre.
And like the Arceus can only be transferred if it's not caught in the Hall of Origin. Like, they specifically check if it's caught in a cave type. So you actually gotta capture it outside of the legal parameters in the game, which is possible with glitches, but it's quite odd that they do that anyway.
Well, I guess that's because the whole of Origin was
illegal.
Was unused, wasn't it? Yeah. So
they specifically check but then they don't check if it is specifically the one that it should be for the event. So, yeah. And here we go.
And here we are.
We get to, well, Shaymin 3, I guess, but technically Shaymin 2. Which is here because we lost that battle against the incatchable Shaymin. So I guess chat can decide on our name.
Yeah. Any names, guys? For a Shaymin technically number 2 that we call it.
Technically number 2, yeah.
Catchable.
Help 3. Catchable. That's not a bad name.
Help 3.
Help 3. I feel like a lot of people want Help 3. Revenge of the Help. I believe it's a little bit too long to fit. Are we going with Help 3?
Yeah. Help 3.
Okay, let's go. Help 1.5.
It's basically a crappy anti-cheat. Yeah, that's very true. The transfer system has never been consistent. That is very true.
Alright, give a nickname to God Shaymin. I can't see anything. Okay, let's go with Help 3. There we go. And now we can go back. And technically we don't really need the script anymore. I'm just gonna prove to you that we actually do have multiple Shaymin now. So let's go back to Sanjum Town. We still will need to disable like the wrong warp stuff that is going on, which isn't hard to do. Alright, so here we go. We go into the PC and if we check our boxes, there's a Shaymin right here and another Shaymin right there. And both of them are completely shiny huntable. You can RNG manip them if you want. It's basically the same as any other Shaymin, but just infinite of them.
Help 3 and Help 2.
Yeah, and they have different stats, everything. There we go.
So it would be a case of just resetting in front of the... Well, actually, I think it's faster to do runaways for
Yeah, I think runaways
Shaymin,
are
I
the
believe.
fastest to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless like you're perhaps multi-system or something, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there you go.
And you could totally just redo the setup to like get another uncatchable Shaymin and then do this again and again and again. Like it's a little bit of setup, but it didn't take that long either. Like 20 minutes or something to get another Shaymin. And if you're gonna shiny hunt it anyway, it's gonna take so many more hours anyway.
Some good questions in chat there. So Smario asks, can these Shaymin change form?
I believe they can't actually. I think
So these are the ones.
Yeah.
It's only in Platinum, isn't it?
They don't have a faithful encounter flag, which I think is necessary for the changing of the flower form.
Yeah, I don't think the lady will give you the Gracidia flower.
Yeah, that either.
I think there is a specific check, isn't there? I believe.
Mm-hmm. They check for a faithful encounter check in the Pokemon's data, and it doesn't have that one.
So there are sadly limitations, like not being able to transfer and stuff. But,
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah. Another question here from Pocket Compass. Have you or anyone ever attempted to reach out for developers for questions?
Ooh, I personally haven't, no. But I remember we did a lot of research on like comments that developers had done on this glitch. We basically made like a timeline of all the things that developers had talked about this glitch, and there's like a lot of interesting stuff because there are also glitches that are unique to the Japanese version, which like for example the surf glitch. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I know that's how a lot of shiny hunters have done it in the past. I believe like your fried bread in particular.
A way easier way to do this than tweaking.
Yeah.
And there's also a wrong warp specific to the Japanese version, and they actually made comments about that as well, about those glitches, and also provided like the general safe fixing for those glitches as well. So, but we never personally reached out to the developers about it, no.
Martmer says that they have and never got a response, both in English and
crappy Japanese.
Albeit crappy Japanese.
I didn't know you had done that. Well, at least we tried, I guess.
And Mitch asked, this only works in Diamond and Pearl, not Platinum? Maybe this will be a good time to show the
totally.
The thing with Platinum.
Totally. We'll just switch over to Platinum real quickly. Now, we won't have the logging system anymore because I'm using a different script, but you don't really need it anymore either. Invalid argument. Okay, that's great. I know what the issue is. There we go. Okay, so this is a different script, which isn't entirely the same. You see the colors are a little bit different, and it has some different code, and it's like the old version of the script basically, but it has some more functions, and it works on Platinum. So in Platinum, tweaking is still a thing. Like we can still tweak, and there are also unique tweaks to Platinum, which I can show in a second as well. So I have walk through walls on. Okay, that's great. So we can still get inside of the void with tweaking. That's not an issue. Now, what is an issue is how the game handles out of bounds areas. Now, if we go up here, you see the Y value is like going down here. Now, once our Y becomes 65535, you see there are like a couple of weird tiles that we have on the right side, like bookcases, one-sided wall, then nothing. Like, why are these tiles here in general? Well, the game is reading this data from memory, and it's not even supposed to. Like, it's completely bugged out how it's doing that. But if you go up, you see all of a sudden we're stuck, and that's because of some special code that Game Freak added in like Platinum. Now, if I use walk through walls, I can get back down here. But the moment you enter this chunk here, the game will overwrite the entire chunk with FF values, which basically makes the collision unwalkable and acts as a path. Now, if you didn't cheat and try to walk even more with walk through walls, it will try to overwrite all the other chunks as well, basically making it all, like, as you can see, all into void that is unwalkable without cheats. So that's why we can't do anything in Platinum that's really useful. Now, we do have a glitch that allows us to like walk a little bit further in the void, but nothing that is powerful enough to do anything useful, sadly.
So they specifically went out their way to stop you doing this in Platinum?
Yeah, they specifically added a special variable that just checks if you're out of bounds, and then if you are, it makes everything into unwalkable tiles.
Interesting. Yeah, any other questions, guys?
I can also show one more thing here while people are probably getting their last questions. So Platinum has something known as a Cascade Tweak, which is a unique tweak that only works in Platinum because it's going to completely trash the game's memory, and Diamond and Pearl just can't handle it. It's going to try and open files at such a rapid speed that Diamond and Pearl will just crash, but in Platinum, if I perform this tweak, which is quite hard, there we go, you can see all of a sudden the data is like messed up for this chunk, right? Like all of a sudden, there are like tons of tiles here, and like this is a spinner tile. It just literally moves me like a spinner. We just caused an overflow. Like there's water here, there are spinning tiles, there's like all sorts of weird stuff. I can even zoom in and then change this to like the values. And you can just see this completely trashed here. And recently there was even a new variant found of a cascade that only works in this specific section that overwrites 2 chunks at once with this garbage. So it's even more trash than here. So yeah, that's unique to Platinum. One of the...
Cathal says, we can do this spinner puzzle if we work together.
There's actually...
It's good.
Yeah. You can actually also do something very cool in Diamond and Pearl. I could show it off if you want to.
Yeah, feel free to, yeah.
We're just gonna show some random stuff that I guess is cool to watch. Now, I can teleport with the script as well. Now, the game has some special values to determine where you are, and usually in parallel universe you won't have any collision. I said that earlier in the stream as well. Now, there is a specific parallel universe if you go 30 parallel universes in one direction. Actually, I lost count. I'm gonna redo this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then go 1 up. All of a sudden, the memory is like similar to where I was before, as you can see, except I'm like 1 map down. And it's still going to try and load tiles here. As you can see, the tile doesn't always say FF. But this tile is completely read from random memory, and this basically also allows us to do things similar to what we just did in Platinum, like get special tiles. I just gotta get lucky with like the tiles that I'm getting, because I'm not getting any.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you'll get like very broken tiles in some sections. Oh, there we go. There's a bridge. There's a bridge here apparently. Actually, oh, there we go. Here we go. Bookcases.
We're in a Turner here, right?
Here we have bookcases. Yeah. And like random tiles that shouldn't be here. We're not getting the most interesting results, but actually there are like sections that are completely broken as well. Sadly, we're not getting very lucky.
Retro has a question.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you explain the timeline of Diamond and Pearl Ace, and how long do you think, until it's fully possible and stable on real hardware?
Okay, so I was gonna show you that actually with a video. Now I'm gonna have to pull up that video real quickly then, and I'll explain stuff while I'm doing that. So we have this. Oh, you wanted to say something?
I was just about to ask, while you load the video, I'll answer this question here from this person. So what did he say? He says, are the Diamond and Pearl mythical runaways faster than resets? I believe yes, quite considerably, I believe.
Especially Arceus. Arceus is insanely, like a lot faster with the Void Glitch than you could ever get with save resets.
Yeah. There is a video I can link to someone. Shaymin.
I'm gonna have to see where I have this video somewhere. Because I unlisted it.
Where is it? Okay, I've got it.
I think I
so
it, like
there is a video here on YouTube of there are several videos of Shaymin, Shiny Shaymin in Diamond and Pearl, but that one is from my friend Brendan, Your Fried Bread, who, as you can see, is doing runaways, and it is very quick. So it is definitely faster than resets.
Damn it, I'm not finding the video.
If you can find it, don't worry, it's all good.
I could probably just like look on my phone and send it to myself.
Yeah. Getting action replay flavor.
No, not that one, Mark. Mark tried to send me the one I'm searching for. Damn it.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys, before we probably move on? And I think we're almost finished, aren't we? Actually.
All right. That sounds good to me.
if there's no other questions. If you want, we can put that video at the end of the YouTube video if you can't find it now.
Well, I actually did just find it. I can
you got it? Okay, yeah, sorry, go on.
I'm just gonna send it to myself on Discord because I used my phone, so I don't have to log into my own account. I'm just gonna send it to you real quick, so you also have the link.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then I'll just gotta change over the layout.
Yeah, welcome in, guys. If anyone's just joining, we are like pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
So, the video will be going on YouTube, and it might make a little bit more sense if you just replay certain things, I guess, really.
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit wild real quick. Okay, let's close out all of that.
Oh, look at that, it's Galarian Zigzagoon.
Yeah, look at that. It's completely broken. Okay, I'm just going to open this up. And then we can watch my own video. Okay, so this video, I hope everyone can see it. It's a showcase of what was the first ever arbitrary code execution in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Now we use
video is loud, apparently.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna tune it down then. Now you see this retire menu at the top section. Now it executes a specific map script in the game, like the fourth script in the current map. But if the map you're in doesn't have 4 scripts, it will actually read random memory for its data. And it's possible to read data like related to berry bushes, which allows us to, well, do the following. And here we have a Deoxys.
Level 1!
A level 1 Deoxys, yes. And that's basically what we wanted to achieve with Retire Glitch. Sadly, this method doesn't work on actual hardware. And the reason for that is because we use like a section of memory that the emulator handles as like a mirror, like, I don't know how to explain this, but like a copy of the actual memory. But on real hardware, the game just says, nah, you can't access this memory, and then it crashes.
Yeah, I think that's quite common, isn't it, I believe? When
it is.
For example, I follow a lot of Ocarina of Time speedruns, for example, and I know that there are certain things that they can do on the Wii VC, for example, that they can't do on, like, which is still an emulator, technically. Mm-hmm. But because the Wii's hardware and RAM and how they coded it and so on and so forth, it works better than the original N64, which obviously the game was built on, so...
I've actually seen the same. Yeah, Mr. Cheese and stuff are working on that heavily.
Sadly, there are always limitations on actual hardware, in my experience.
The good thing about those communities is that they have like a very active emulator community that tries to optimize the accuracy of the emulators. Sadly, we don't really have that for the DS. There's like a lot of work put into Melon DS to make it a little bit more accurate, but sadly it doesn't really solve the issues that we were looking for yet.
Yeah. Maybe in time.
Maybe in time, yeah. If it ever happens, then I'll make sure to make a statement about arbitrary code execution.
Okay, is that everything?
Alright, I think we answered most questions, yeah.
Yeah, if there's any final questions, guys, then now's the time. I don't think there is. I think maybe Retro had one earlier about the Pome glitch or something.
The Pome glitch? Yeah. Basically, what the Rotom glitch is about, like the Rotom to Manaphy glitch there, which is still being worked on. Like, currently the issue is we basically know how to like make any Pokemon appear, but there's data that we just can't control on an actual DS because it's based on like your MAC address and like inputs that you perform. So we're trying to make a script that will figure out what seeds you need based on your DS settings, and once we can do that, everyone should be able to RNG basically any Pokemon.
Oh.
And that's the entire thing about that, and yeah. Interesting.
Plug for the Void Matrix Discord. Yeah, I think I'll put that in the description of the YouTube video.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
That sounds
so
good.
If anyone's interested in learning more and basically wants to, I guess, perform this glitch themselves and access Shaymin and basically anything in the video. If you have any questions, then feel free to join our Discord, I guess. Is that okay if I link that in the description?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well,
does the Q-Charm affect Pokemon found in the void?
yes, it does. Well, if the Pokemon, of course, itself is affected by Q-Charm.
Yeah. I think one day you're gonna get a shiny Shaymin. I'd love to see that.
One day I will. Maybe by
in the void.
complete accident. Yeah.
Okay. Wrap things up, I guess.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks to Retire. Really appreciate you guys joining us and learning about this. So everyone say thank you to Retire. Really appreciate it. The video will be going on YouTube. And it's hopefully gonna shine a lot of light on. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll see some people hunt Shaymin because there's gonna be a lot of attention. Sadly, as Retire said in the video, it won't be able to be transferred. Sadly, but you know, it's always fun to see these things and how broken Diamond and Pearl can really get on the DS. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for explaining. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, and see you later.
All right, cheers, guys. See you later. I will be streaming probably tomorrow, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you later, guys.